Well, up till now, you have been passively rereading and rereading in terms of revision. You do not have any proper strategy on how to revise, but still you want to level up your revision game. So, how do we do it is included in this video. So, let's get ahead into it.
Well, this was the conventional method of revision, which we used up till 10 standard, where we had a very less syllabus to revise. But after that, we have loads and loads of syllabus to revise, and that too in a very short duration of time. But don't worry, I, Nisarg Patel, third year MBBS student, is back with an amazing video on how to level up your revision game. But before we get into the video, please make sure you have liked this video, share it with all your friends and subscribe to this channel because as soon as we hit 1000 subscribers, I am planning a very big surprise to you where we all can connect with each other. So let's get into the video. Well, a very frequently asked question is that how many revisions do we need to remember something for a long duration of time? Well, according to the scientific studies, there is an Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, which tells us that 70 to 80% of information just vanishes from our brain within 24 hours. So, we need to break this curve, and to break this curve, there is a golden rule of 5. The golden rule of 5 tells us that we need to revise 5 times one topic, and that too at different durations of time to remember it for a long duration. The first revision shall be immediately after reading the topic. The second revision should be after 24 hours. The third revision at the end of the first week. The fourth revision at the end of the first month. And fifth revision after 3 to 6 months. So, if we need to follow this golden rule of 5, there are certain prerequisites. That is, always prefer active recall over just passively rereading. That is, try to remember whatever you can related to any topic by closing the book. And if you forget, then open the book and reread the thing which you are forgetting. Start initially with small topics and then gradually level up with chapters. And also start from today. Do not wait for your exams to come because this will reduce the stress before exams. So these were certain prerequisites which we need to keep in mind before getting into the amazing methods of revision. So let's see the methods which will help you revise and learn things for a longer duration of time. Well, before knowing the methods of revision, you shall know which type of person you are. Certain people are rote learners, certain people learn by visual memory, certain people are good at learning by listening. So you should choose your type of personality, and for all type of personalities I have mentioned n number of revision tips. So now let's get into the methods of revision. So the first revision tip is divide and learn. Let's say for example you have to eat a big laddu. What will you do? You will break the laddu into small pieces. Accordingly, divide a big chapter into small topics, small and important topics. Read them and revise them. And to do that, you need to start early before your exams come and divide it into an entire week. So by the end of the week, you will be revising the whole chapter and you will be stress free. Because revising one chapter at one time is very much stressful than revising a single topic. So this was divide and learn. The second method is to teach someone. Teaching someone is double the revision which you will make by reading yourself. So, prepare a topic, learn it well, and prepare notes so that you can teach someone, be it your student, be it your junior, or be it your colleague. For that, you need to have a very good colleague. So, by doing this, you are also learning yourself, you are also helping someone else learn. But also make sure you have notes which you can provide to a student because if he wants to revise, then he can refer to that same crisp notes. So, this was the method where you teach someone. The next method is great for rote learners, that is to make concept maps. Well, making concept maps helps you to summarize 30 to 40 pages of a chapter into just one or two A4 size sheets. And for that, you need to just make flowcharts which comprise of all the key facts, all the never forget points, and all the keywords which will help you to remember the entire chapter. So start by making one or two A4 sheets of paper and start gradually. You'll struggle initially to make a concept map. But trust me, before an exam, only this type of map is what you can revise instead of the entire 30-40 pages. The fourth method is to make sticky notes. Sticky notes is just a shorter form of concept maps where you summarize keywords and key facts into just a small sticky note. But make sure you stick this sticky note to a place where you visit often, or else that sticky note will just be like a decoration on your wall. But we need to revise it repeatedly. Well, the next method is very great for someone who is a listening learner. You can create audiobooks. Well, if you are someone who learns by listening, then this method of revising is very great for you. That is, create audiobooks. What are audiobooks? They are just small recordings of a very big topic, concised in an audio format. So, what do we need to do? Just study the topic, revise it, learn it, and actively recall whatever you are saying and record it into an audio clip. Now, if you have an exam in just 30 minutes and you want to revise very quickly, but you are in a very anxious state and you cannot even look at your textbook or notes, then just plug in your earphones and just listen to this audio and you are good to go for your exam. Well, now comes the best part of the video, that is the pro methods to revision. The best method to revise is by solving questions. And by solving questions, you are also knowing what is important and where do we need to focus. And by solving questions, you are reading, revising at the same time by challenging yourself. But how do we make this solving questions method very high yield? Prepare a notebook. This notebook shall be divided into 3 sections for every chapter. Let's say, for example, you have in chapter A, then this section 1 is solving the questions. But solve these questions on your own. And then at the end, whatever are the missing points, mention it below in a different colored pen. The second section shall include whatever mistakes you make and the mistakes you make while solving MCQs, or what are the things which you are not focusing on while remembering the concept. The third section shall include a summary where you summarize the entire chapter. You focus on what are the important topics, what are the type of questions which can be asked, what are the never forget points, and what are the points which you need to remember because they are volatile. So by this, you have a very high yield notebook, which is a very concise form where you can read the question answers, you can read your mistakes, and also the important points. So this was the method where you solve questions. The next method is my personal favorite, which I got to learn this year, and that is Anki flashcards. Well, Anki flashcards is a very Gen Z way of revising things digitally. So how does this method work? This method is basically based on the golden rule of 5, where you do not have to remember when do you need to revise. You just will get a notification or a pop-up message that this is the time to revise. So in this method, you just create a flashcard and try to concise the flashcard in terms of important facts. What are the image based questions? It is not a very great method if you want to remember question answers, but it is a very great method if you want to revise for your MCQ exams. And if you want to know how do you use Anki flashcards, then please comment in the comment section Anki, and I'll make a dedicated video on how to use it because it is a very great method. It will help you revise things anywhere at any time according to your convenience. So yes, you should upgrade to this method. Well, at the end, to summarize, you do not need a perfect moment to start revision. You just need to focus on consistency rather than intensity of revision. There will be days where you will feel bored and you won't feel like studying. So on those days, just sit and revise whatever you have learned. And plan your week initially. That is on Sunday. Sit and write whatever are the points you need to revise, whatever the things you want to study. So if you want a video on how do I manage my entire week in terms of study, in terms of my YouTube, or in terms of my word posting, then comment in the comment sections the word plan, and I'll share how I plan my entire week. So at the end, what I would like to tell you is please like this video, share it as much as possible and subscribe to this channel, because as soon as we hit 1000 subscribers, I am coming up with something where we can communicate with each other and I can share whatever experiences I have faced. Till then, keep thinking out of the box and keep studying. Bye bye.